This show is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find the other great shows on the network, head over to the deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Welcome back to the Graveyard Club podcast. This is episode 6 now, I believe. We're doing well, aren't we?
I think so, yeah. But before we start, I just want to say a big congrats to the podcasts on the network, Horsing Around, that were podcast of the month for November. So congrats.
Maybe we'll get it next month. Maybe.
Wishful thinking.
But today we're going to talk about the new film that's only up to come out, Pray for the Devil.
It's going to be just kind of a quick discussion, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a fairly simple film, so we won't go too deep into it, like. But there will be spoilers ahead, so watch out.
Since it's a relatively new film.
Yeah, we'll say that, spoilers ahead. So the director is Daniel Stam. Never really heard of.
Never heard of him.
Really much
Don't
of
know
him, really,
if he's done any other thing, like any other films I would have heard of.
Oh. So it's kind of like, it's a film about possession. It's another one of them sort of films.
It's another typical possession, demonic type of film, you know, but it has a little bit of a twist on it. It's a little bit different, but you know, follows the same kind of.
Yeah, and before we get into it, the amount of people I've seen online that's actually bashing this film, I don't actually really agree with. I think I actually enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Don't know about you. Like.
No, I enjoyed it as well. Has there been a lot of people bashing it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was good. Like, I wouldn't turn around and say, "Oh, it's the best film I've ever seen." Like, you know, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh well, I wouldn't say I was blown away by it.
No, I wasn't blown away, but I wouldn't be bashing.
It was good, especially the ending scene. I thought was very good. But basically, the plot kind of revolves around a girl called Sister Anne, and she's basically a nurse that joins this skill for exorcisms. And it's mainly priests that get trained up. I think it's all priests that get trained up to do exorcism in this skill.
Yeah.
And she comes and she's basically like the new girl on the block. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's
controversial.
She's controversial to all the other priests.
Is it set modern? It's set in modern day, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like made out at the time. It's only men, priests, you know, that get trained in exorcisms, and females don't. And the female's place is either a nurse or a sister or nun.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
She wants to go in and break the mold a little bit, which is good.
And she definitely does.
Definitely does by the end.
Sister Anne, the character I'm talking about, is played by Jacqueline Boyers. Again, I've never actually haven't really heard of her. But
no. Do you know what? Not a lot of people in this I have heard of, which is good though, because it's kind of a new, kind of fresh group of people, you know. But there's not a lot of main characters in this, which is good. So we have obviously Sister Anne, and then there is her priest friend, Father Dante. He is another like student of the skill.
But I'll be honest, like it was only really her character. A lot of the other characters, supporting characters in this, they don't really mean that.
Well, he kind of Father Dante does play not a big role, but he does play a good role.
Yeah.
Like he is in it, a part of her story. You know what I mean, quite a bit. And then we have Father Quinn,
the big dog.
Who was
that's
the
Don. That's the head honcho, basically, of the skill.
The Don.
And this fella looks intimidating, doesn't he?
He does.
There's a few good scenes. Father Quinn, there's a few good scenes with him in it. Like he's basically the boss.
And then obviously the main kind of possessed
we'll say
yeah. is a little girl called Natalie. So as you were saying, we get introduced, and Sister Anne is going to the school, and it looks a little bit like a prison for some reason, but a weird kind of hospital.
Yeah, it's like a
prison hospital. It's weird.
It's like a half church, half hospital, half cell. Like there's like
it's
cells.
Strange, isn't it?
It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
And Sister Anne is, you know, caring for different people there, and I think the purpose of that, you know, institution or whatever it is, obviously for training for exorcisms, but they hold people there that are either ill or possessed, and they have to, like, you know, there's a doctor and they kind of assess what they think, are they actually possessed or are they just ill, you know. So this is the whole
they actually explain it in the film, like it's gone to, like the technology has gone to the stage where you have to do that now to kind of determine if they're sick or possessed.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, like it's obviously all that's wouldn't be real in real life, but like it's a cool little idea, I think.
Yeah, see, it does, like I know I said it kind of is not a carbon copy of, you know, exorcism films, but it does carry on the whole thread of, you know, and
especially the young girl being possessed, it's the whole kind of sound like.
They make the point that, like, you know, possessions and exorcisms are at an all-time high, and this is why they're training more priests and blah blah. So it's playing into this whole kind of ongoing possession saga and devil, you know what I mean? So we don't really get much of a backstory on Sister Anne, but we do kind of get a little bits. So
there is a scene at the very start where she's a young girl, Sister Anne.
Yes,
and our mother kind of abusing her, forcibly brushing her hair like real hard and like chasing her around the house and all that. So
that was a bit creepy.
That was creepy. Like so I don't know if you're made to think at that stage is she possessed or is she like mentally ill.
I think at that stage, the start of the film, I was thinking, Jesus, like she's not well and stuff. But then it becomes clear towards the end of the film that she was possessed.
Yes, possessed all the time.
You know, and I think I'm not sure if she commits suicide or she just died.
Yeah, I think she did. Yeah.
But that is Sister Anne's backstory, so she has a little bit of trauma there. So, anyways, and another actually thing that I'm probably jumping here. I'm probably jumping ahead, but we found out that when Sister Anne was, I think she was a teenager, she got pregnant and put the baby up for adoption.
Yes, yeah.
So, I won't jump ahead too much, I'm after going on topic there, I'm sorry, but that's something that I was like, oh, when you keep that in your head.
Yeah.
You know, throughout the film.
Yeah. No, so we won't go too much into it. Basically, the young girl that's possessed ends up being Sister Anne's lost daughter.
The baby
that she would have gave away. And like Sister Anne believes it's the same demon that was possessing our mother.
Well, we're kind of fed to believe that, like, you know, she was chosen, and there's a demon that has set their eyes on her and a target her mother and then a target the daughter that she gave away.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're drip fed through the whole film.
What do you think about the acting?
Do you not, like, the acting was good. There is some very cringy ass scenes, and to be honest, most films have a lot of cringy ass scenes.
There's a few weird scenes in this one.
My weirdest scene was when they were going into, so they had Natalie, which is the little girl, they had her in like a separate area because at this stage I believe she is possessed, and they're all going down, the priests that are training and Father Quinn, the Don priest, Quan, and he's kind of like, oh, it's just so cringe, I can't even describe it. He opens his cabinet, and in the cabinet is like little briefcases with like with like little bottles of holy water, and it looks like real dramatic or something. It has him talking over it in the background and kind of dramatic music, and it reminds me of like
army men grabbing their guns in a war film or something like that. I know what you mean.
So that made me cringe to no end.
But no, even a few of the dialogue was a bit weird, and there's like one or two scenes of this where Sister Anne starts like just gives like one of the priests a wink and all. Remember that? Don't remember them parts.
Was that not Father Dante who was her friend? Like, who was? I don't know.
Well, they became friends fairly quick. But I'm just saying, there's a few scenes where she's winking, and I'm kind of like, that's a bit strange. Like, well, yeah, no, the acting I thought was really really decent. The main girl, Jacqueline Boyer's Sister Anne, was really good.
She did. She played a good one, especially for being. Now, this is me saying she's an unknown. I could be totally wrong here. She's an unknown to me, but she's probably not an unknown in the acting world. But I kind of was getting a little bit of exorcism.
Oh yeah,
The Exorcist vibes.
There's a few scenes in this, and it certainly reminds you of The Exorcism, like.
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist. Sorry, yeah.
Especially, you know, being the young girl and whatever like that. But it doesn't. I mean, you can't really make a totally new possession.
They've been all been done,
you know,
haven't they? Really,
it's all kind of been done, you know. So it's not a lot that you can do. It's not a lot different. But I think I did enjoy it. But there is some good scenes in it. There were some good scares. I did like the scene where Sister Anne and Father Dante go to visit Father Dante's sister, who he believes is possessed, and you know. That was
fairly. That was a good scene.
I did like that one, and I did like getting the backstory as well on the mum. You know, her scenes where she was chasing around the house, like that scared me.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing it from the eyes of the child, like, you know, that was scary.
No, I did enjoy it now. Like it's just it's nothing really new, except it did have a little bit of a twist with the school and the whole lot. Like, so like basically after all this, like Sister Anne is basically like an exorcist. Like, what would you call a person that can do an exorcist now? You know what I mean? It's usually a man that does the exorcism, like, but she's like the fourth girl that can do an exorcism. and she, by the end of the film, she gets sent over to Rome.
Does she?
Yeah, remember she goes to the Vatican. Remember she gets sent to the Vatican at the fair. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and that basically sets
Does
up.
she?
That definitely sets up a part 2. Sure, you're only back from Rome.
Yes.
What do you think of
A
it?
little side note here. I won't get into Rome too much. It was the best ever. It's stunning. Everybody should go. I'm slightly devastated because I really wanted to go and see the Dario Argento museum they have over there.
What did you call it? Profondo Rollo or something?
Profondo Rosso.
Rosso,
So
yeah.
it's like, it's like it looks like a little like comic book shop, but underneath it is like a little museum. And I really wanted to go. We got 2 trains to go to the shop. And when we went, it was closed, even though Google said it was open.
It was on.
so-
When you on an hour
I
break.
don't know. The sign was in Italian,
Yeah.
and I was devastated. And I wanted to get a little video and put it up on the channel, but I'm so sad.
Oh,
But
that
I
would've
will
been
be. I
great.
will be back.
Yeah, we'll
to
definitely
Rome.
have to do that again.
Um, I'm just so sad I got 2 trains to the museum and never in. But anyways, I'm not going to dwell on it because
Yeah.
it made me
Oh,
so
it would have been
sad,
good to
but,
see. It would have been good to see. We'll definitely
yeah,
go one of the years.
Definitely will go. But anyways, back to the movie. The last scene, which I thought was like setting up for a sequel, she's in a taxi and I think she's going to the Vatican, as you were saying, and it all like ends on a good note. It ends on a high. You know, the little girl Natalie is not possessed anymore. She goes back with the man who adopted
the
her.
true mother, yeah.
Well, or adopted, you
Yeah,
know what
yeah.
I mean. But she knows, and you know, and everything seems grand. And then Sister Anne's getting in a taxi, and it's like the taxi man just turns into like some demon thing. And then there's a woman outside, and she's like standing at the side of the taxi as well.
Why always like it makes me think can Sister Anne now see these sort of demons now? She has that sort of power now that she can
I
see
don't
it.
know.
Like it'd be
Yeah.
good now. In fairness, like that ending that was actually pretty creepy. Like the taxi man just jumped out into the back of the car out of nowhere. It was good. It definitely sets up Pray for the Devil too.
Yeah, it does. But then I'm like, where can you go with it?
Is it
But
just
they're
going to
never
be?
going to end with these type of films.
No.
You know.
Well, it
But,
depends on the response, I suppose. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure it's been doing fairly well. It came out around the Halloween season. All them Halloween films that came out have been doing fairly well. Terrifier, Halloween, like you know yourself.
Well, see, that's why you have
Yeah.
to release them at that time of the year, like.
But did you know that it was actually originally titled The Devil's Light? I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Pray for the Devil sounds much better than you.
And I like the way it's a little, like, you know, play on words. It's not pray as in I'm praying
Yeah,
to God.
it's
It's
like pray.
P-R-E-Y,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know. Took me a little while to
Yeah, but
grasp.
imagine the outcry if it was Pray for the Devil. You know the way it is now.
What you mean, religious
If that
wise?
if that was Pray for the Devil, that like you know yourself, it probably wouldn't have came out as easy.
Oh, let's not even get into it.
But one thing this film uses, which like I've noticed in a lot of like modern horror films, you ever see it, like I'm gonna call it like the ghost push, and basically it's when the demon just like force pushes you, like get something out of Star Wars, and you go 20 feet flying into the air.
Oh, sure,
That-
yeah, that's,
like,
okay.
that's-
It must be like a little cheap.
Walk around, kind of like.
It
Do you know
must
what
be
I mean?
easy
Like,
enough to do, yeah, so that's what they do it.
my idea is like it's to keep it in the PG kind of 13 to like so like somebody's not getting a head chopped off straight away to get pushed 20 feet to a wall. That's what I think. I'm not 110% sure, but
Possibly.
it's very common in
Well,
these
you know
films.
that scene where the little girl is in that kind of holding cell and
Yeah.
her hair is going down her throat, she's
That-
getting choked.
yeah,
Like,
sorry.
that is not, well, I just know if that's PG, but that was a bit sick.
Yeah.
But there is really good scenes, like the ending scene, probably, which is common in most films, is where all the action happens here. Not
Yeah.
all the action, but the majority of the action, you know. They're kind of in the basement of the school or whatever, which is so weird because on the outside of the building, it's all like, it looks like a college campus nearly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then
But
underneath it's like a
all
medieval
these
dungeon or
ruins,
something like
yeah,
that,
all
yeah.
these like ancient ruins and
It has this
you know.
like it's like a big holy water well.
yeah, I
So,
know they used to like,
like-
you know, I think they said they used to perform baptisms or something like that
Yeah,
there.
pretty much
But,
drowned the people that were possessed or
Yeah,
sick.
something like
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
say, but you know, so
Yeah, so they get like basically the end of it is fairly typical. They get the demon out of the little girl,
they
Natalie,
exercise her, yeah,
but it jumps into Sister Anne.
yeah.
Only for a couple of moments. She throws herself then into the holy water well, comes back out brand new.
Well, no, yeah, well,
Not as simple as that, but yeah, you know,
Yeah.
So
a lot of people getting thrown at the
Yeah.
walls.
No, I actually
things
thought that
like
was that ending part was my favourite part of the film. Was when Sister Anne gets possessed and all, like that whole scene.
Yeah, she was quite scary.
Was really good. Like the eyes turning black, and even the part where like our back, the chest is going up towards the
the usual, they're all
levitating. Do you know what I mean?
contorted and twisted and stuff. But then again, like when she is possessed, she's trying to kill Natalie. But if the demon is preying on Sister Anne, why isn't it just like trying to make her kill herself?
Yeah.
I always find those little random plot holes. Maybe I think too much into it, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But I have to say I did enjoy it. Like that, I wouldn't be writing home or raving about it, but it was quite good.
We were debating on either Pray for the Devil or Barbarian, and we might cover that down the road. I don't think you were as mad about that, were you?
Do you know what? If you want to sit down and cover Barbarian,
because
I absolutely will.
I've done a poll on the Instagram, and more people voted for the Barbarian.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we can do that as well. Yeah. Well, then we'll just keep this one short and sweet. If everybody wants to hear about that crap ass Barbarian, fine by me.
What?
Fine by me. I always say they need to ask what they want for what they want to hear.
True. I think Barbarian is probably one of the better horror films this year. Would you?
Now you are going. Are you forgetting Terrifier too?
Yeah, but Barbarian was fucking deadly.
We'll keep that for a discussion then, because obviously we need to talk about this.
Yeah. But so no, we weren't going to go too much into this film because it's fairly straightforward and it's only after coming out, so you better go and see it yourself. Don't get your hopes up too much, but it's definitely a good film to watch.
If you're looking for a typical possession, demonic possession, exorcism, blah de blah.
Yeah, it does the job. It does the job. It kind of reminds me of them Lights Out and Slender Man films. Nothing blows you away, but in my opinion, they're good.
Yeah, no, it's good. Like I'm saying, it's not bottom of the barrel shit. You can tell it was a good budget on it. The acting, for the most part, is quite good. The storyline has some type of story to it. It's not just like,
Yeah. I enjoyed it now.
The jump scares, a good attempt was made on that. The atmosphere, blah blah, you could go on. It was good, but I think if this came out 20 years ago, it'd be so scary, but just because there's been so many exorcism films now at this stage, it kind of falls into that category. But it was good, and I wonder if they make a sequel.
Yeah, in fairness, I would watch a sequel.
You would watch a sequel.
I would watch a sequel. I did like the main character, and it would be interesting to see what the story would be like
where
in the Vatican. In the Vatican, like if it was purely set in the Vatican, that'd be interesting to me. I'd watch it.
Also, because I was just in the Vatican, everybody.
Exactly. So you know what the little boys are like.
The Vatican is creepy as fuck.
Yeah. Look, the vibes of the place, don't you mean? It'd actually make a great place to do it, like a horror film.
But see, the thing is, I watched The Vatican Girl on Netflix about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's a true crime documentary about a young girl that was, went missing and was found, and there was ties to the Vatican. And then when I was in the Vatican, I was like,
Yeah.
But I'm not a big religious person anyway, so I wouldn't appreciate it as much as some other people. But I did. I just got creepy ass vibes. I think because obviously we went in November and it gets dark at 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Was there many people at it?
Not really, no. And it was real eerie, and it was 5 o'clock in Rome.
Yeah. Was it expensive to go?
It was pitch black. No, it wasn't. No, it's not expensive. But it was pitch black.
Yeah. Oh.
And we were walking. Oh, it was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, this is pure. I was winding my friend up that I went to it, and I was kind of saying, oh, this is where they do the exorcisms, and she was fucking freaked out. She's not a horror fan at all. She didn't even want to go to the museum with me, and she was so happy that.
Yeah, my man was in Rome as well, and what did you prefer doing, the Colosseum or the Vatican?
The Colosseum.
My mum well preferred the Vatican. She was obsessed with that.
Yeah, but your mum was of that age where it's like.
Yeah, she might appreciate the more religious shit a bit.
Maybe I don't know. Not that I wasn't hating on it or anything.
Yeah.
But the Colosseum.
Oh, something else to say. Yeah, something else.
That was. Yeah. That was amazing. Do you know what? Everywhere you turn around, there's just something so gorgeous.
It's the architect. It's the
architect. It's a crazy ass city. Like, the Sistine Chapel is actually fucking tiny.
Yeah.
It's like a little room. It's really small, but it's good to see as well if you're into
Was the
that.
history even about that place? Like,
I know. See,
like,
this is it. Like, I just was thinking of all the creepy things. I
Yeah.
cannot go anywhere now and just be like, oh, I always
Yeah.
try and think of the creepy things.
Yeah.
But the Trevi Fountain was stunning.
Oh, scenic. Scenic as it comes. Like,
Can I just put out a word of warning? There was a man at the Trevi Fountain taking pictures of people on a Polaroid camera.
without permission. What was he asking?
Well, he kind of said, "Oh, getting a picture,"
And was he?
and then he tried to charge us €20 for the Polaroid. He was literally chasing us around.
What?
And I said, "Oh, I think Emma gave him I think she gave him 15 quid." Right.
Fuck
Anyways, I
off.
won't get into it. She's a hefty tipper, and I said, right, whatever. And he literally was like following us around. I was like, I'm sorry, I have no money on me. Which I
15
wasn't
euros
lying.
she gave her.
I wa-
Gave him fucking
I wasn't lying. I didn't have any cash on me. I only had card, and he was trying to literally bring me to an ATM to get money out from. I didn't even want the Polaroid. He took a horrible picture of me. I was like, I don't want that Polaroid.
Was it an Italian fella?
No, he wasn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
He wasn't Italian. So that was.
That was it. That was
But that was
Italian.
my word of warning. My final note on Italian,
Italian.
Rome, is the food is tasty, but those god ass Italian men are tastier, and that's all I'm gonna say. Thank me later.
Well said. Well said. So,
You would agree.
well, they're the women. But did you want to rate it?
Sure, I would give it a.
Now, I'm going to be throwing in points. So
Okay, I'll give it a 5.7.
5.7. Jesus Christ, you're real krill on the scores. A 5.7. I'll give mine a 6.8
Were you so sorry? How am I so cruel? You only went 6.8.
because it's almost a 7. But it could have been a 7, but it's
See, I don't know. When you're asking me to rate like these films,
just for yourself.
Yeah, but I'm rating them in my head against all my favourites. You know, like Suspiria, you're talking about the classics here. So in my head, if you're putting Suspiria against
True.
this, do you know what I mean? So maybe I'll have to be a bit kinder with it. I'll give it a
Yeah.
6 then. I'll give it a 6.
Could feel
Make
guilty.
me feel bad, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, we'll leave it for here. This has been episode 6. I'm pretty sure it's episode 6.
I don't think it is, but I think it's, I don't know.
Oh, it's 5 or
Does
6.
it really matter? Do you have to say it's...
No, but it's nice to say.
Yeah, you like to say that.
So another shout out to Deluxe Edition and
Horsing around.
Horsing
Kinda
around, hey.
raging, kind of rage.
yeah,
No, I'm only
we'll
joking.
get a next one.
I'm only
promise you.
joking. Congrats, well done.
Follow, like, subscribe, do everything, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Good luck.